Hey Taurus, how are ya? Thanks so much for clicking here. I appreciate you, Taurus. We're looking at the second week of December. If you're here real time, of course, Taurus, you know that I always read for the week ahead. So whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year, it could be resonating with you because it is a general reading after all, right? So for those of you who are here real time, this is for the second week of December. For others of you, it's always going to be for the week ahead. Hey, if you're brand new and you just showed up here to all these shenanigans, welcome, welcome. I hope you'll stay. We have a rather large Taurus tribe here. And if you would like to stay, there is a subscription button down in the bottom right-hand corner. And for those of you who are always here clicking, viewing, and if you've subscribed, thank you for doing that. Even if you haven't, I still appreciate your views very much. All right, let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus, in the week ahead. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What are we starting with? What energy are we starting with for Taurus, please? We've got self-esteem, Taurus. I feel like, the bottom of the deck says that you're surrendering to peace. I kind of like that. It says, I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. You're surrendering to some sort of peace. It feels like you're not, I'm going to say that you're not chasing it anymore. You're surrendering to it. And when you surrender to it, it comes back. Like you just say, fine, okay, it is what it is. I'm just going to take it for what it is. That's what it feels like this energy is about next week. And it feels like you are... It grows the self-esteem, I feel, that you've decided to surrender in peace. Whatever's going to come to me, or I feel like you're trusting the process, Taurus. That's what it's making me feel. You're trusting the process. What's this? We've got releasing control, surrendering. Look, it's the same, right? Pardon me. So surrendering to the journey and releasing control, we have peace and surrender right here. I can release my need to control, it says. So Taurus, I feel like this is the moment in December here where you just release it. You're like, you know what? I'm tired of trying to control the ending. I don't care when they're coming. I don't care what's arriving. Just leave me in peace. I feel like you've chosen peace instead of choosing to control the outcome here. And I feel like it opens the way for gifts. I feel like peace is a gift. And I feel like that's the beginning of something here. That's what makes you surrender. That you know that all you're going to get is peace. And that's good enough for you, it feels like. Bottom of the deck, we have overcoming obstacles. There is something here that you overcame, and I think it's control. Taurus, because we are fixed signs. I'm a fixed sign as well. I'm a Taurus sun. We tend to control things or step carefully or take a really long time to make a move, make a decision, because we are controlling the outcome. And I feel like I've got someone here who is just let go and is surrendering, overcoming this really big obstacle, a place where you'd been stuck. Right? We've got that sword that is stuck in the rock, and the sword is pointing down. I'm not getting any clarity, right? When swords are up, it's like, I got something to say. I got the clarity. It's triumphant. And I feel like this is what you overcame. You overcame this feeling of being stuck, or you will overcome that in the week ahead. What else do we have here for Taurus, please? We're going to throw some tarot at this, Taurus. We're going to find out what else is going on for you in the week ahead. Tell me about Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Taurus. We've got embrace. I really like that. We'll take one more. We've got wisdom. I like it. Look, there's awakening and sacrifice. Again, it's talking about surrendering, sacrificing, right? Sacrificing something now for something better in the future. And so we do have ask your angels. I think that you're supposed to be comforted by your meditations, your prayer, looking at your source. So it says here, embrace. It says find, again, peace. It says find peace within your current state of being. And I think that's exactly what's coming up in the week ahead. This is going to be the most peaceful week for you. And I don't mean that it's not going to be busy. I don't mean that you're not going to have a hellish day at work. I mean that no matter what goes on around the outside, I feel like you have inward peace, Taurus. And so this is a wisdom that I feel that you've come to. It says knowledge gained through experiences or from a wise counselor. So whether you know someone who gave you the inside track on how to find peace, and peace is really meditation. Peace is really prayer. It's when you're connected the most to your source is when you feel that vibrational peace. And I feel like you're releasing control and you're going on the path and you're like, you know what? It feels like you're the Page of Wands. Whatever shows up, shows up. I'm just going to be excited and have fun. I feel like that's what's going on here, Taurus. Right. Get the tarot on the table, find out what else is going on for you, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Taurus, don't forget that I have extended the private read sale. If you're interested in that, please look in the pinned comment. There is a coupon code you'll need to take with you for 10% off until 20th of December. Tell me more about Taurus, please. Tell me more about Taurus. We've got the Three of Pentacles. So building the self-esteem. I love it. I love it. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. You are building your self-esteem. And look, anyone that you have interactions with, whether it's someone that you're interested in romantically, a friend, a family member, whoever it is, a stranger, you are, I feel, in this place of feeling pretty darn confident. You are day by day building your self-esteem. And that's going to not only benefit you, but benefit others as well. We do have the Nine of Wands here, surrendering to the journey. So I feel like somebody here, you can see that the wands have busted out of the bag here. You know how that happens, right? And your paper bag gets wet at the bottom and everything falls out. I feel like you don't even notice it. Like it feels like doesn't even notice that the wands have fallen out. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, there's all 9 wands here. So I feel like you're dropping some burdens at this place. And I always say, look, the 9 is the place where you drop the burdens. You don't have to carry them to the 10. The 10 is just the indication that the cycle is over. So the surrendering to the journey and releasing control, this person's releasing the wands. I feel like you're no longer going to be in this energy of the wounded warrior. I feel like you have decided that you are going to be at peace, allow your self-esteem to grow, and you will be calling in people on that same vibrational level of your self-esteem. And I feel like you've decided that I just got to go on my own path. I'm not going to worry about those wands back there anymore. Tell me about embracing wisdom. We've got the 10 of Cups. Look at that. Taurus, I think this is just really beautiful. We're not even partway through the reading here, and it's really beautiful. It feels like you've made some major shift, or you're about to make a major shift in the week ahead. And it is dropping the burdens that people have placed upon you, that you've decided you're not carrying your trauma into 2025. The buck stops here. You're not carrying the trauma, the exhaustion, all of that stuff. You're not carrying it with you. You're releasing it, and you're going on some sort of a path where you're embracing the wisdom that you've had on this path, and it's bringing you to a place of the 10 of Cups. I really love it. We have the Queen of Pentacles. You're not only growing your self-esteem, but you're growing your financial wealth as well. It feels like you are growing the self-esteem, you're dropping the burdens, you're going on a new path, which is going to equate to the growth of energy. So whether this is self-esteem we're talking about, or the growth of money, or the growth of health, wealth, home, hearth, children, love, whatever it is, pentacles are energy, right? They can be money. But it feels like somebody here is, because it feels like this was a block that you needed to get through. You needed to drop the 9 wands before you could be able to surrender to the peace. And once you surrender to the peace, you get a different perspective. You know why? Because you're in a better frame of mind. The 10 of Cups here is telling me that you're in a happy frame of mind. You've released the burdens. You're in a happy frame of mind. You're thinking about things in a positive way, in a peaceful way. And it feels like you've overcome some sort of obstacle, a place where you were stuck, Taurus. Excuse me. So if you are feeling stuck this week, I feel like in the week ahead, Taurus, you will no longer feel stuck. I feel like you finally have gotten a perspective on the 9 of Wands. And the perspective is, maybe I hung out there too long, waiting for something outside of me to make me happy. Like it feels like the Queen of Pentacles has always been here, but you had to drop the burdens in order to be able to build the self-esteem, build the financial wealth, and that required you surrendering. And I feel like somebody here has decided, you know what, I'm just going to let the universe do what they're going to do, and I'm just going to carry on my way, and I'm just going to deal with things as they arise, but I'm going to remain in a good frame of mind while I do it. I feel like you embrace the wisdom that no matter what comes about, look, there's things that are tragic, horrible, and terrible in everybody's lives. But how you view it, how you look at it, how you deal with it, it's called emotional intelligence, right? And I feel like this 10 of Cups is telling me that your perspective has changed into a positive one. Then we have the 8 of Wands. So it does feel like things are about to speed up here, that you've got a different perspective. You go from the 8 to the 9 of Wands, dropping your burdens and surrendering things here. It feels like this perspective is a happy one. Tell me why the perspective has changed for Taurus, please. We have the 7 of Pentacles, we have the 3 of Swords, and we have the 7 of Cups. Look, Taurus, I feel like you decided to work on yourself. I feel like this 3 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles is telling me that you were hiding. You can see that he's hiding gifts under the bed, right? We can see that he's looking under the bed for the gifts. It feels like you were hiding from heartbreak. I feel like you were ignoring something that went on, feeling like you were ignoring some sort of emotional heartbreak or heartache or disappointment that went on for you. And I feel like it's you've decided that there's no how can I say, it's not a useful use of your time to sit there in this energy. I feel like you decide that you are going to be happy. It is a decision. Look, you can't wait for things around the outside of you, external to you, to make you happy. I feel like you've decided to be happy, and that's the wisdom that you're embracing here. Whether you learned that from a wise counselor or through being in hermit energy. So I just want to look at this three of Pentacles here, because the 3 of Pentacles tells me that your self-esteem is growing, and therefore so is your foundation. The Queen of Pentacles is here. I feel like your money is your stability, your house, your home, your job. It feels like it all factors into the building of this self-esteem. I should say it the other way around. Because of the building of the self-esteem, I feel that's why the Queen of Pentacles is here. Tell me about the 3 of Pentacles and self-esteem. We've got the 3 of Wands. We have the 5 of Cups and the Page of Swords. I like it. You stopped waiting, Taurus, is what you did. You stopped waiting for the person, waiting for the perfect job, waiting for the great mindset, you stopped waiting for things. You actually took action on it. And I feel like the Hanged Man here, who, by the way, is in sacrifice and surrender, as they're hanging on this tree trying to find balance. I feel like you, at this point, this is where you decided to release control. And as soon as you released control and focused on you, worked on you, that's when things started to move in the right direction. We've got the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords is the student. You've learned something. You've learned a lesson. It's like you went back to spiritual school. We have the 5 of Cups, and we have the 3 of Wands. I feel like you were waiting for either a person, a situation. You were waiting for something. You had a regret about something. And the thing is that we look to the past. We wait for the past. We're looking back there, and there's nothing we can do about it. We're just terrorizing ourselves because we can't change it. We can't encourage it. There's nothing we can do. It's over. And I feel like that's the lesson that you learned here. And when you do that, when you do let go, everything begins to flourish. And when you release control, tell me about this releasing control for Taurus, please. And the thing is that we keep ourselves in the 9 of Wands because some of us think that we deserve it. We think that, I did this thing, so therefore I must carry the burden. I feel like you've decided that you're just not carrying those burdens anymore, that you're releasing control and you're off on a new path here. This person here, you can see there is this little lamp, right? It reminds me of the lamp that the hermit carries. And I feel like you're surrendering now to the journey. You've decided that I'm going to heal and I'm just going to keep moving. I'm going to trust in the process. Tell me about releasing control. We have, there it is, the Hermit. Yeah, I was talking about the Hermit, right? We've got the 2 of Swords, and we've got the High Priestess. Look, I feel like being in the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Wands, being in the 9 of Wands is what was blocking your intuition. It feels like when you surrender, when you decide that you're no longer going to control the people who come in and out of your life, you got to stop being the doorman, right? You got to stop telling people when to arrive, when to leave, please don't go, holding on to things that aren't yours. Some people just come into our lives and then they exit because they're here to teach us a lesson and then they go. So I feel like you were blocking your own intuition, the High Priestess with the 2 of Swords. You were blocking your own intuition until you finally went into this Hermit energy. And as I was saying on this card right here, I was talking about this this little lamp that was in the Hermit energy here, and the Hermit carries that lamp, right? That's the healing energy here. So it does feel like you, until you decided to embrace your wisdom, right? Wisdom is the Hermit energy. Until you decided to embrace your wisdom here, your intuition was blocked. And I feel like you are moving into a time now, Taurus, where your intuition is no longer blocked and you're making decisions, and that's why things are about to speed up. I really do feel like it has something to do with the Queen of Pentacles, with your finances. You know, those of you who are waiting for a job, the reason you didn't get the job you applied for is because there's something bigger or better coming. It feels like if you've put out a bunch of resumes out there and you maybe even applied for things that they're never going to hire me, I don't have all of the things that they need. I feel like you get the job that pays more than the one that you were hoping for. So I feel like when you release control, when you are not trying to control the outcome, things then start to move freely. They start to flow freely here. Tell me about the Eight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, please, for Taurus. We have the Moon energy. We have the energy of the Temperance, and we have the Seven of Wands. So I really do feel that there's someone here who doesn't see that something really beautiful is about to happen, whether it is in your home or for the holidays, or there is some sort of a gift that's going to show up that is going to give you stability in your world, whatever part of that world is, with your children, possibly with your home, with your job, with money. Some sort of financial stability here might be coming for some of you, but the Moon energy is here and things are not as they seem. I feel like once you decide to drop these 9 wands, that releases everything and it gives you a different perspective, a happy perspective. When you stop trying to fight the current, when you stop trying to be the salmon who's trying to swim upstream, when you let things be as they are, that's when things start to move in the right direction. What's the outcome for Taurus, please? Things are about to move in the right direction in a very busy, fun, exciting, and very fast-moving way. And I feel like it's all going to be done in balance because we do have Temperance here. It's all going to be healed. It's going to be done in balance. Look, it's not going to be a snap of the fingers and everything's perfect, but you're going to start to see that the tide is moving in the right direction. Tell me what the outcome is for Taurus. We've got the Six of Swords in the reverse. We've got the Nine of Cups in the reverse. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like it's all because you decided to do the work. You decided to do the work. And I feel like it's almost like you had a superficial way of being happy. Nine of Cups is in the reverse. Superficial success. So for you, I feel before you let go here, Taurus, that the superficial success for you is, I got to have more money. I got to have more things. I got to buy the thing that's on TikTok. I got to show my neighbors that I have a new car or a new house. Like it feels like it was superficial success on the surface, but the real happiness is about to show up. It feels like with the Six of Swords in the reverse that you were stuck in this superficial success or the success of material things for a while. And I feel like you've worked on that or worked yourself out of that. Like we have the Eight of Pentacles here. And so the Eight of Pentacles is about the self. It's about putting in the hard work. And sometimes it's about self-mastery. I feel like that's what's happening here. That within the self-mastery, you've realized that in order to be able to overcome the obstacles, that you have to surrender to the journey, that you're not the one that's in control. Someone else is in control and you're in the boat. And so I feel like once you let it go, things start to flow freely here for you, Taurus. I think you're going to start to see that, if not by the end of this week, in the week ahead for sure. We've got at the bottom of the deck, the Three of Good Cheer. Look, it's celebration, it's happiness, it's being with people. It's a reunion, but it almost feels like it's a reunion of you and your happy thoughts, your happy feelings, your Ten of Cups energy. With the Nine of Cups being in the reverse here, you've let go of the superficial ways in which maybe you were showing people you were happy, but you really weren't. I feel like this Hanged Man changes your mind or gives you a different perspective. And the Ten of Cups is here to say, now I'm living with purpose. The intent is, now you are living intentionally, Taurus, and you're living in a way where you've decided, it's a decision to be happy. And I'm telling you, it's hard at first. If you're living in a negative mindset or around negative people, once you start to become happy, those negative ones, they just start to fall off. So I think you should be surrounding yourself with the Three of Cups. Having reunions with people you know are in a positive mindset, that no matter what's going on, no matter the terrible, tragic things that might be going on around them, that they are in a positive mindset. Those are the people you need to be around. I'm not saying to abandon the people that are having a hard time in their time of worry, but I'm telling you, it is infectious and contagious, and it will bring you down with them. I'm just saying. So we do have the 5. Yeah, it's infectious and contagious. Look, you have a choice to make here. You can either be in the 5 of Pentacles or you can be in the 3 of Cups. And it's all about you. It's all about what you choose in the surrender. Ooh, I kind of love that for you. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I appreciate you. And I'll be back because I'm always back, Taurus. You know that I am. Love you guys. And I'm out. Bye-bye.